Hi guys, I'm going to show you something today that we never leave home without in the van. Well, you might be wondering, what camping gadget can we never live without in the van? Well, it's actually a van gadget. So this is the Carista EVO, and we've reviewed a Carista on the channel before, always carried that with us. This is the latest and greatest updated version because it now supports our beloved MAN TGE van. It supports loads of different cars. Check the website for all the different compatibility and everything. Volkswagen Crafter 2, all of that kind of stuff it does. But it's basically a scanner, so you can see whether there's something wrong with your van. If you get a funny light on the dashboard or anything like that, you can also configure your van. So it might have little hidden features that you want to switch on, or something that it's doing that you just want it to be a little bit shorter in time, or an extra indicator flash or something like that. This can do it all. So let's get straight into it. I'll show you how it works, and I'll show you on our van, switching a few of the options on and off and checking a few bits and pieces. Let's have a look. So what exactly do you get then? Well, you get the Carista EVO. So obviously all in its nice little packaging and box and everything, but the bit that's the important bit is this. So it comes in its nice little plastic sleeve. It looks like that, so it's got a plug on the end, little tab so you can pull it in and out, but it's basically an ODB2 connector, and that is a standard diagnostic connector that must be fitted on all production cars and vans. So you're going to find it on everything, and in here it's just under the dashboard, so I'm just going to plug it in. You can feel where it is. You just plug it straight in, and then the way that it works is it works with an app on your phone. So what I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a bit of a screen record. I can overlay it on this video so you can see what I'm doing, and you have to turn the ignition on in the van when you're doing this. So let me get set up and I'll show you exactly how this works. Right, let's get that ignition turned on, and on here I'm going to go into the Carista app. So Carista app, all you do is hit connect. It'll go away and it'll start just communicating with that little ODB2 dongle, which is down in the footwell there. And what you'll see in a second, sorry, that's it connecting to the van for all of the CarPlay and everything. Can't get away from that. Let's get rid of that and get back into our Carista. Here we go. So it's got all of these different options on here, and you can see here that we've got customize, diagnose, service and live data. So 4 main functions that you get in here. Let's have a look through them. So I'll tell you what, let's switch something interesting on that you don't normally get on the van. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to customize. That'll just work its way through. You might get the odd error on the dashboard as it just scans the different modules and stuff. Nothing to worry about with that at all. So it's just going to scan through. It finds all the different computers in the van, if you like, all the different modules, ECUs, and then it brings up this massive great list of all the different things that you can start to configure on this. And the one that I'm going to show you, which is quite fun, is if you go to Instruments, Displays and Nav, I think in here there's an option where you can get it to tell you the refuel quantity in the MFD. So MFD is the multifunction display. That's this bit on the dashboard here where it's got the range on there at the moment, the trip computer. So if I go in here, I can just say enabled, hit save. That's now told the van to put that on there, and if I go here, I'll just show you what that looks like. You can see now I've got the refuel quantity in gallons on the screen. So when we're driving along, I'll know what kind of value I'm in for when it comes to getting to the old petrol station. It's, as you can see when I scroll through these, there are all sorts of things that you can turn on and off with here. If you want to change the number of flashes on the indicator, so when you tap it, it does 3 flashes. If you want to turn it to more than that, 4, 5, down to 2, you can change all of that. There are loads of different things. And if you go on the Carista website, it will show you the different things that you can do for the van. Right. diagnose then. So diagnose basically scans your van or car for all of the different ECUs, and it sees whether there's any faults stored in them. So if you've had like a funny light come on the dashboard or something like that, and you're not quite sure what it is, you can use this to tell you what's going on with your van. And that's the main reason that we carry this with us on any trip, because if we have a funny problem and I'm in the middle of nowhere, or we're camping in Europe, could be miles away from anywhere, it might just save us or give us a little bit more information to know what's going on, because you can reset those errors on here as well. And sometimes a simple reset of an error is all you need just to clear it and then get back and working again. So on our van, it's new. You can see, well, I say it's new, it's over a year old, but obviously in good health. Scanned 20 different computers in the van, found no faults. So I can't actually show you what a fault looks like on here because I haven't got any. But all you do is you scroll through here, you tap on where it would say engine, or it'd say the number of faults, you click on that, and then it just tells you in basic language what the fault is. Sometimes you've got no idea what the fault actually means. If it says, data bus error or something like that, you kind of like, okay, I have no idea. But sometimes it'll say it's a fault because of low battery, or it might say it's got a fault because it's lost connection with something, which could be a wire come off somewhere, or a plug which is loose, or it's got dirt in, those kind of things. It's really, really handy to be able to have that. So the other things that you can do with here, you can obviously reset your service interval and those kind of things if you need to. It's one of those things where there are quite a few different service procedures on vans like this when you take it into the service centre. But if you bought one of these second-hand, you're starting to work on it yourself and all that kind of stuff, you'll see here things like a diesel particulate filter regeneration. You can trigger one of those if you want to, so you can set it manually. You can register a new battery, and that's really important because you might not know that on modern vans and cars, when you replace the battery, and I'm talking about the main vehicle battery here, not the leisure batteries, that's different. When you replace the main vehicle battery, you have to tell the car or the van that it's got a new one, and that's because it charges it intelligently. So if you don't tell it it's got a new one, it'll continue to try and charge it as if it's an old one, which means it'll overcharge it and then damage your battery potentially. So really important that you register a new battery. And this can obviously do that for you. You just go in here, you go to battery registration, tells you how to do it, and does it for you. You can see in here as well, you've got other things like emissions tests and cluster tests and all of that kind of stuff. One thing which is really nice, if you go to live data, if you're thinking about buying a used van or anything like that, and you want to just check mileage, those kind of things, did you know that in a van there is more mileage info than is just on the display? So if I go to vehicle mileage info on our van here, there's 3 different mileages stored in this van, and they all match, which is a good thing. So you've got the instruments, so that's the cluster in front of you, you've got your engine mileage, and you've got your transmission mileage. So all 3 of those have got a mileage built into them. They're 3 different computers in the van, and if you had an unscrupulous seller, you might find that they've changed the instrument cluster for one with lower mileage, but your engine and your transmission might have higher mileage. So always worth just having a quick check on those if you are thinking about buying a van. The other thing which is really nice in here is you can go to the diesel particulate filter information, and it tells you when your van last did a DPF regeneration. So you can see how much soot it's got inside it, you can see when the last regeneration was and all that kind of stuff, which is great. Really handy to have that kind of info. And finally, again, if you're buying a second-hand van, you can go to service interval info, and that will tell you when it was last serviced, the kind of maximum distance until the inspection and all of that kind of stuff. So loads and loads of good detail in there that you can check off against all of the documented history that the van is no doubt got in front of you from the owner. So huge quantity of stuff you can do with this Carista. But like I say, for us, the real benefit of this is being able to have it with you. It's so small, stick it in the glove box, have it with you just in case the van has one of those weird wobble moments where a light comes on or something stops working and you think, what is going on with that? I need to know because I'm in the middle of nowhere. and I haven't got time to call the recovery people or anything like that, or they might ring you, or you might get to the recovery people and they'll gives you a bit more info you can tell them. So well worth keeping with you. So there you go then, that is your quick walkthrough. Now we have teamed up with Carista to offer you a 25% discount on buying one of these. And the way that these work is you buy the unit itself, and then there is a subscription to get all of the features which I've just shown you. It does work in a basic form, just for very basic functions, but nowhere near everything that I've just shown you if you don't have a subscription. But the subscription you can buy for 1 month if you've just got a few things that you want to do, and it's $14.99. If you want it for a year, then it's $59.99. So you know, you can choose what kind of length you want. What you can do is you can buy one of these ready, and then if you have a problem when you're out on the road, you can always buy your subscription then, and it's immediate. So you buy it through the Apple Store and the Play Store and all that kind of stuff, and it's immediate. So you can immediately turn this on with all of the functions, but obviously you need to have this bit of kit in your van to be able to do it. So check out the link on the screen now for the discount code. It works on both Amazon UK, and it also works directly on the Carista website. So yeah, do check them out. Make sure you check the compatibility before you buy one of these. There are hundreds and hundreds of vehicles that it's compatible with. So I'll be really surprised if you got one that it doesn't, to be honest. But do check it out. This video is because it now supports the MAN TGE, and we helped Carista make sure it was compatible. So thank you to Carista for reaching out to us to make sure it works on our van, because we really wanted to continue carrying one of these after we had them with our Volkswagen California. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for some more Campervan Time.